we're talking about why winners don't whine, and specifically why optimism reigns supreme as an entrepreneur and as a happy hustler. We're going to be diving into this episode of the Happy Hustle Podcast.
Do you want blissful balance in your personal and professional life? Great. What's up, guys? My name is Cary and I want to help you happy hustle a life you love, one full of passion, purpose, and positive impact. I'm a lifestyle entrepreneur, a professional model / actor, a digital marketing specialist, a podcast host, author, a biohacker, an eco-warrior, a martial artist, a hippie cowboy, and a humanitarian. My goal is to educate, inspire, and entertain you to live a life of passion, purpose, and positive impact.
It is time to happy hustle your dream reality. Yee-yee. Winners don't whine. They just don't. Optimism reigns supreme as an entrepreneur and as a happy hustler. And if you want to achieve your dream reality, you need to remember this right here. What's up, y'all? My name is Cary and I am a lifestyle entrepreneur and author and founder of The Happy Hustle and USA Today best-selling author. Recently, we just hit number 39 on the national best-selling book list, and I'm super stoked and grateful. And I want to talk about why winners don't whine, and truly how you can reframe your mindset to become more likely to succeed with simple mantras and simple mindset shifts. We're going to get into some tactics, some neuroscience, and stick around to the end. I'm going to share my personal mantra on how I overcome adversity and keep this positive, optimistic outlook when, as an entrepreneur, the deck is stacked against you. Most businesses, majority, don't actually make it. They say upwards of 60% of companies actually go out of business in the first 3 years. And in 10 years, 80% of businesses are not going to make it. So how do we keep optimistic, and why is it important not to whine? This is it. So, all right, let's get into the 5 talking points on why this is relevant for you. And specifically, I just want to open up with the energy that comes with, being a happy hustler. Like, bringing the love and light is imperative. That's honestly, I got this little love light bulb tattoo on my wrist. It looks like a child drew it because I got it under the influence of ayahuasca in the jungle in Costa Rica. But it's a good reminder for me nonetheless. It has a spiritual ankh symbol. Here, check it out. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it looks, it's rough. Let's be honest. I drew it when I was, down there doing the medicine. So anyway, this has a spiritual ankh symbol, the love light bulb. It reminds me to be the love and the light and to operate with this optimism. So having that mindset, focusing on the positive, focusing on how can, I get better and just be a better version of myself. This is, this reminder to me. And really the cost of whining is such an energy suck. So as an entrepreneur, you need to utilize all your energy to build your business and to help others and to make a positive impact. So, when you are whining, it is completely a waste of time, progress, innovation, and most importantly, your happiness. So we're going to get into some of the psychology of winners and why optimism drives success. So specifically, winners focus on solutions, not problems. Okay. If you want to manifest the problem, well, think about it more often. If you want to make a problem even greater than what it is, continue to just belabor the point. Oh, I lost the sale. Damn it. I should have said this. I should have done that. No, you got to get on to the next one, learn from it, but move forward and focus on what you can do to improve. If you want to manifest the solution, you got to focus on the solution. So do not focus on the problem. This goes for your relationship. I know with my wife, when we are stuck in that cycle of focusing on the problem, it's just toxic and it doesn't serve our marriage. So when you were thinking, how can we improve? Well, let's talk solutions. And I know as men specifically, this is a generalized stereotype, but we attempt to fix everything. And, that's sometimes a pro and a con when it comes to your relationships. But I think overall, focusing on the solution at large is a really great recipe for success. One of the biggest traits that separates winners from whiners is their ability to focus on solutions. Winners don't dwell on what's wrong. They figure out what needs to be done and they go do it, right? So you can use this optimism as a tool for resilience. Like I said, most businesses fail. How can you succeed? Well, it starts right here with your mindset. You need to make sure if you're happy hustling out there that you are resilient and optimistic at that. I know I've failed so many times as an entrepreneur, specifically with 4 legit companies prior to the happy hustle, like complete failures in a sense. But I learned, right? And that's what John C. Maxwell talks about. Turn your failures into fertilizer. That is really another recipe. So in entrepreneurship, we know it's tough. There will be setbacks, there will be failures, challenges along the way. But what determines your success is your ability to stay optimistic in the face of adversity. So optimism helps you bounce back faster and stay in the game longer. Now, again, I want to get into a little neuroscience behind optimism. Studies show that optimistic people are more likely to achieve their goals because they believe in their ability to succeed. All right. So you have to believe in your ability. When you believe it, you'll see it. Your brain starts to find ways to make it happen. This is called the reticular activating system. This is the same thing like when you're thinking about buying a Tesla and you're initially not seeing too many on the road, but then when you say, oh, I'd like to buy the Tesla Cybertruck or whatever it is, then you start to see a bunch more. This is exactly why that happens. It's because your brain starts to look for it. Same thing if you're going to say, hey, I want to, create a podcast. Well, let me look into other, podcasters out there, and then you'll start to see more coming up in your RAS, your reticular activating system, and then you can learn from those people and maybe source opportunities as well. So this is really, when it comes to the neuroscience behind optimism, this is why it works. Okay, also another talking point. Whiners make excuses. Winners take action. Whiners, they just come up with excuses. They say, "Oh, it's too hard. I don't have time. The market's not right. Who am I to put this message out? There's more qualified people." Does this sound at all familiar? Well, guess what? That's just the fear talking. Winners, on the other hand, they take responsibility. They take, as Jocko Willink says, extreme ownership, and they don't let excuses get in the way of their progress. So actually, I want to just share the definition of whining, which, maybe you know it, maybe you don't, but it is a person given to excessive complaints and crying. So this is, it's kind of sad, but a person who gives into excessive complaints and crying, a complainer, a crybaby, a grumbler, a moaner, these are synonyms. This is not who you want to be. If you want to win in life and as a happy hustler, create that systematic harmonization of ambition and well-being, then you need to focus on being an optimist and being a winner. Now, I'm not saying being a delusional optimist, although my wife has called me that. I'm saying be, a glass half full kind of guy or gal. Okay. All right. So don't fall into the excuse trap. Take ownership of your results. It's not about what happens to you. It's what happens for you, changing that frame. This is a very important mantra. I look at how can this be a gift? How is this something that is happening for me, not to me, right? And in every adversity situation, you could change that frame. It's all about how you respond. Because again, the two things you can control, your attitude and your effort. See, winners, they focus on their own wins and their own losses. They don't attempt to compare and despair themselves to other people. They know that failure is a learning opportunity and every challenge is a chance to grow. So this is why, again, winners are greater than whiners. Mindset shift. Okay, how can I versus why can't I? So this is another thing I wanted to mention. A winner's mindset, it always looks for solutions, right? Instead of saying, why can't I do this? Or why won't this work? I say, how can I make this work? How is this possible going to be achieved? Whoa. Apologies for interrupting your programming, but I have to tell you, the best investment you can make in yourself is one in which helps you acquire skills. You've probably heard people talk about, oh, just invest in yourself and you'll be successful. Yes, that's true to a degree, but you have to invest in skills that will ultimately help you achieve your desired results. And I think one of the best skills one can possess, be it an entrepreneur or an aspiring entrepreneur, is the sales sword. Really knowing how to sell, utilizing pressure free persuasion, which will make you more money and more impact. Now, if you want to know how to sell more efficiently and effectively, I just launched a sales course called The Proven Roadmap Process to Selling Millions of Dollars and helping you to increase your conversions guaranteed. And you can get access to this new sales course that the Happy Hustle is launching at thehappyhustle.com/sales. And if you act fast, you'll get it at the lowest price it'll ever be available, because we are launching it and we want to gain amazing testimonials and social proof to further share this knowledge. So if you act fast, you can get it at the lowest price it'll ever be. That's at thehappyhustle.com/sales. Now let's get back to this episode. Or how could this be achieved, right? That's where the magic happens. It's this how versus why. And why has inherently a negative connotation. Why'd you do this? Why'd you do that? I do my best not to even use that frame unless I'm actually like somewhat angry or pissed off at like my team or whatnot. If I'm like, why did you do this? Then they know, hey, this means you shouldn't have done something, because that why frame is inherently negative. Focus on the how frame. How can I achieve this? Okay, another talking point: cultivating optimism. So practical tips to build a winner's mindset. I want to get into some of these daily habits to boost optimism. First, starting your day with an attitude of gratitude. I have a journal that I use right here. Okay. As you can see, this is my high performance planner, and I write out my attitude of gratitude in this every single morning. Typically 5 to 10 things that I'm grateful for, just off the cuff, right? Whatever I can find gratitude for. If it seems tough for you to find gratitude, well, if you have 10 fingers, you could be grateful for that, because there's people who don't. If you can breathe freely without a respirator, there's people who are unable to do that. So find gratitude for even the smallest things. Instead of thinking about what you don't have, focus on what you do have, right? That daily gratitude practice. Then, obviously energizing yourself with I like to start the morning with something that's rehydrating, typically a greens juice, mineral drops, fresh squeezed organic lemon, a little cayenne pepper, and I chug that down, rehydrating, just gets my energy going. Then I'll, maybe take down a coffee, which I love, a nice coffee. And, it's about getting that energy, and I'll jump on my rebounder, my trampoline, for typically 2 to 3 minutes, and that shakes out my lymphatic drainage system. So there's those three things, getting up, focusing on gratitude, drinking, and hydrating yourself, and then jumping on the rebounder. That will change my perspective to a more optimistic frame. So when you catch yourself whining or being negative, stop and ask yourself, how can I turn this into a positive and reframe every challenge into an opportunity? Also, surround yourself with winners and not whiners. John Gordon talks about whiners being the energy vampires. They legit suck your energy from your soul. I know it sounds dramatic, but it's the damn truth. Don't hang out with energy vampires. Don't hang out with whiners. They are toxic. And if you have some in your family, respectfully say, hey, positive or nothing at all. And I say that to people in my inner circle. I'll say, hey, positive or nothing at all. And it helps. All right. So you are the average, as people say, of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If you're surrounded by winners, you'll be more likely to succeed and be a winner. If you're surrounded by whiners, well, find a new crew, because they're probably going to infect you. Seek out people who lift you up, challenge you, and push yourself to be your best. Also, visualization and positive affirmation. So this is something, again, I want to mention. Winners visualize their success before it happens. See yourself succeeding, speak it into existence. Positive affirmations are a powerful tool for building that winning mindset. And I know this is woo-woo, But every day, typically twice a day, I'm going through my I am mantras. And I did a whole episode on that. We'll link to it in the show notes. But basically, if you want to create I am mantras, you need to forecast who you want to become. I say, for me, I'll say, I am the world's greatest happy hustler. I am a lifestyle entrepreneur who profits over $1 million a month, working less than 20 hours per week. I am an educator, an inspirer, and an entertainer who positively impacts over 10 million people every single year with his content. I am a focused and disciplined lifestyle entrepreneur. I am a godly husband, father, and servant to my community. And I get into all this stuff. But anyway, if you want to win, you need to have these I am mantras, changing your frame, your perspective. It's helpful. It really is. And I know it's woo-woo. All right, here's some real life examples for my last talking point on this topic. And then people who actually choose optimism that you probably know about. One, think of Sarah Blakely from the founder of Spanx, right? She was rejected hundreds of times by investors and by, storefronts, but she stayed optimistic and believed in her product so much so that they just couldn't deny her anymore. She would actually go to the stores like Neiman Marcus and actually sell her own product, her Spanx. And ultimately she succeeded because she had so much conviction and confidence, and she was a winner, not a whiner, right? Think of also, and by the way, she's a billionaire now. Yes, that's with the B. Same thing with her husband, Jesse Itzler. They're out. Jesse did the same thing, persevering past adversity. Elon Musk, that guy, also winner, not a whiner. He doesn't think about how come this Falcon rocket failed with SpaceX over and over. He said, how can we make it, achieve the desired outcome and continue to persevere. Same thing with the Cybertrucks, which were delayed 2 years from production date. I know I'm talking a lot about Tesla, but hey, I was on the list for the Cybertrucks, and 2 years it took for them to deliver past what they projected. But it wasn't, why is this so late? It was, how can we expedite the process? He's a winner, not a whiner. You should be that too. And in my own journey, when I was in the entertainment industry as a professional actor and model, uh, I would get rejected sometimes dozens of time every single day. We'd go on casting after casting, and I would hear no, 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 no. Or typically, you don't even hear anything from your agent, and you just know it wasn't a good outcome. Typically, you only hear it if you did get booked, which is part of the problem in the industry. You don't get proper feedback. Anyway, I say all that to say I persevered, and I remember just being able to bring a little something special, a little something different to increase the energy and the optimism in the casting room. I would bring cookies in a smile and like have cookies just loaded up in my vehicle, and I would dish them out to the casting directors. Or sometimes I was on my motorcycle and I'd have to take cookies in my little travel bag. Anyway, I remember, bringing this optimism mindset despite how many ever knows. And that's just the key. So, yeah, wrapping it up, be a winner, not a whiner. The frame I mentioned I was going to share with you at the end is a very important frame. And this is a mantra that I, share with myself when I'm going through tough times. And I say, this or something better. This or something better is the frame of how I will keep that optimistic mindset and not fall into that whining trap. Okay. So, my call to action to you is stop whining. If you are, just cut that crap out and start winning with that optimistic mindset. I hope this was valuable for you. I hope you really start to embody these, mindsets and mantras, and really just look at life with that optimistic mindset of, hey, how can I do something? How can I improve? And not that, why is it not working for me? It's really going to change your life. It'll be the catalyst in your success, as it has in many regards for me. It's that frame, this or something better. If shit does hit the fan and it goes awry, you can overcome it with that mindset. So I hope this was valuable. Share it with somebody who, maybe hasn't, yet accomplished the winning mindset and is more of a whiner. Hopefully this can help. And shameless plug, if you haven't, pick up a copy of my book, The Happy Hustle version 2.0, which is our number 39 USA Today national bestseller. And I'm so grateful for you for just watching and listening to this. So thank you. Let me know in the comments below what you think. And if you have any questions on this mindset shift and how I can support you, I'm here for you. Peace and love, y'all. I am out. Keep on happy hustling.